Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
BixWeir.com. Big news in silver. Big news in silver. India numbers just came out, and we have, drum roll please for India, imports of silver are at 10,833,000 ounces. 10.8 million ounces were imported into India. Big, that's a big month. And I was screaming, hey, it's going to be another decent month because this is for September. Because look what happened in September, under the 200-day moving average. This time right in here is when they were all bought. India will not buy when it goes over. They'll buy a little bit, but not much. But they're starting to panic. They used to not buy unless it dropped under the 200-day moving average. Now it's not even dropping under the 200-day moving average. So India, that puts them for the year at 180 million ounces imported. Of course, the Silver Institute never talks about this. And it puts us, 10 million. Last month, right in here, where it dropped a little lower, they did 46 million ounces. Back in the beginning of the year, down here, under the moving averages, I don't know why the CFTC doesn't understand what's going on, but that's a different discussion. The first quarter, they did a total of about 130 million ounces in the first quarter. And then since then, we're at 180 million ounces. If the riggers drop the price below the 100-day moving average or the 200-day moving average again, India will take more and more and more and more silver. They need the silver. Absolutely 100%. Announcement, India plans 109 billion of grid investments to boost renewables. India plans a massive upgrade and expansion of its power transmission system, expecting investment opportunities of 109 billion to support integration of renewable energy sources and storage solutions, the power ministry said. India's new national electricity plan envisages the addition of hundreds of thousands of kilometers of transmission lines, transformation capacity, and interregional capacity by 2032. India aims to have 500 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity installed by 2030. Means they have to triple. It's not just about increasing capacity, it's about reimagining our entire energy infrastructure. Good night, silver riggers. All the silver is going to China and India to make solar panels, to make electric cars. It isn't stopping. And I know like guys like Jeff Christian say, oh, this is a one-off thing. Bullshit. Their numbers are off. Their numbers are tweaked. Go to roadrooter.com. I just updated the numbers for third quarter off the charts. I think it's going to be over 600 gigawatts. Bloomberg NEF comes in at 592. And they're, out of everybody, the IEF, all these ridiculous agencies, federal agencies that report are so far off. It truly is shocking how far off they are. And that's the numbers that guys like Jeff Christian, Silver Institute say, oh, yeah. And Jeff Christian just said that, they're going to do 300 and something, and we're already up to 592. Jeff has just lost his brain, as if he had one. But no, I don't think he's dumb. I think he's crooked. He's trying to hide the truth from you. But hey, you can believe who you want in silver, right? Believe who you want. Anyway, so yeah, they have 641. Now, look, Bloomberg's extremely conservative, if you ask me. But look what's happened. They keep doing this. They look at, there'll be 20%. I think the Silver Institute said there'd be a 2% growth in silver demand this year. It is off the charts. Off the charts. They're not going to report it. But look at this is just Bloomberg. That only gets them to 996 in 2035. That's, 11 years from now, they're going to say it's going to less than double. How is anybody going to hit their targets at that? No, it's not true. It's a lie. It's 100% lie. I get why Jenny Chase, who does this, is conservative because everybody else is so much lower. But look what's happened the last 3 years. We went from 252 gigawatts DC. These are DC, meaning extra 20% for the amount of panels within the whole system. So you have a rated capacity, say 1 gigawatt, massive facility, right? But the actual amount of the facility would be rated at 1 gigawatt. The amount of panels used would be 1.2 gigawatts DC. Because you don't use all, but you have to have the panels. Something to that effect. That's what I was explaining. So 20% more panels, they ratcheted back down. And these are reported in federal numbers. Now, the official government statistics are ridiculous and they're just low. And Ginny does a pretty good job over at Bloomberg. But even these numbers, look, it went from 252 to 444. And this year, right now, after the third quarter, we're looking at 592. My guess, 610, 620 when the final numbers are in. Fourth quarter is usually a big quarter, so we'll find out because everybody has a budget to spend by the end of the year. And India just approved another $109 billion. That's massive. That's why you see stuff like this. Silver imports right here. For September, they imported $325 million worth of silver, up 205%. So September of last year, they did $106 million. Now they did $325 million. And this is nothing but growing, my friends. India has to have silver. They're building solar production facilities. And if you're worried about, Bix, there's so much overcapacity. The overcapacity is 100% in the PERC modules. This is a leapfrog technology. Most of those aren't even running anymore because nobody uses PERC anymore. They all have gone to TOPCon, which has a hell of a lot more silver. I hope this all makes sense to everybody. And if you've been following the road to Ruta, it makes absolute sense. So what do we see? If the technical guys are saying 3250 is the number. If silver closes above 3250 with strong volume, we're looking at $50 instantly. And then nobody knows what will happen after silver breaks past $50. We haven't been there since 2011. And then before that, since 1980. That is shocking. How much higher is gold than its 1980 high? Well, we can do the math. Over 300% higher. How much higher is silver? It's not. It's lower. It's currently at, 64% of its 1980 high. Silver has so much room to make up, and it's all because of market rigging by the likes of, let's see who's rigging today, shall we? Here's the silver charts. Yesterday they traded a cool 280 million ounces of silver in a single day of electronic blips, futures and options to rig the price. I love this day, September 24th. They traded a cool 120,000 contracts is 500 and what's that? 500 and that's 600 million ounces in a single day. Remember, they only mine. It takes tens of thousands of people and capital and all that stuff to mine silver, and they only do about 800 to 850 somewhere. I think that this year will be about 830. That's my guess. 830 million ounces. But the COMEX, that rigged frickin' market, that's 99% bankers trading back and forth with each other. That's where these volumes come from. JP Morgan trades with Bank of America, trades with HSBC, the largest deliverer all year. Let's look and see JP Morgan Securities customer. This all changed to the customer account when JP Morgan got busted. But they're the biggest taker of 800 contracts, which is 5 million ounces. It's not a delivery month, right? But a lot is going over to the LBMA. And that's where Harvey Organ at Harvey Organ blog does a great job tracking these down. It's not a huge month for October. 30 million ounces so far have been taken off the COMEX and sent for delivery into the London Metal Exchange. Sorry, not the London Metal Exchange. There's two different things. It's the LBMA. The London Metal Exchange is an actual exchange where there's buyers and sellers. The LBMA is an association, and that's just for gold and silver because they're different. They have to be rigged differently. And if you watch the future forecasting guy's latest remote viewing session, they talk a lot about that. They don't know they're talking about it, but they do talk a lot about that. The underground silver market. That is absolutely. You might ask yourself, why? Well, all these investment houses are trying to make money, aren't they? Why aren't they? I mean, any one of them could buy every ounce of silver in a blink of an eye, and it wouldn't even affect their balance sheet. Why don't they? Because there's a secret agreement. There's a secret market for silver under the covers. Nobody's allowed to talk about it. But we don't even talk about it. Nobody gets to talk about it. It's represented in the Road to Ruta documents. It's a big people above ground. That's who we're talking about. And we're the little tiny people below ground. Actually, I think they get a lot of the silver for that market. Completely different. Completely different. Call it a black market or whatever. From tunneling all over the place. There's so many tunnels in the... We're like an ant farm in the United States. So many underground tunnels and facilities and shit going on that you're not allowed to know about. But a lot of people do know about it. I remember watching the Jesse Ventura special on that, where he actually drove into some of these tunnels. He's like, what the hell is going on? What's this for? You're not allowed to know. Get out. It is crazy. There is another world going on, and we're not part of it. It's a big game, and you're not allowed to play. Anyway, they're going to do over 1 billion ounces of physical deliveries on the LBMA. A lot of that's going to go to India. My estimate right now on India, I would say, so that's saying we've done 180 million in the first 3 quarters, the final quarter. I'm going to go out on a limb and say another 100 million. Get us at 280, which would be the second highest delivery. 1 year they did 300 million ounces. But you don't see it in the price. The price doesn't do anything. The price isn't allowed to do anything because it's traded on the COMEX. It's because they throw all these futures and options at it. That's the only place you're going to get your price for silver. Everybody talking about how China and India are going around the exchanges now to go right to the source and offering higher prices to the mining companies. A large majority of the mining companies are in on the con. Guys like Glencore, Mark Rich's company, Trafigura, they're all in on the con. And nobody's allowed to break ranks or you get in trouble. Look at JP Morgan. JP Morgan was naked shorting everything on the COMEX, suckered all the other banks into it, and then had 1.2 billion ounces of physical that they picked up between the 2010 to 2014 or something that they got busted for. They've been rigging every market for a very long time, so it's not a surprise to anybody. It was a surprise when Trump pulled the plug on them. And that was because Jamie Dimon tried to take the economy down when Trump was in. He says, I'm not having any of it. I'm going to stick your ass in jail. Great discussion, by the way. Go look it up. Trump had a great interview. Bloomberg was running it, and they're lefty all the way. And Trump just destroyed the interviewer. It was great. It was really good. I think it's over on... Go to Zero Hedge. I think they had it right near the top here. Where are you, Donald Trump? You can find it. Just go Trump interview on Bloomberg. I know it's here. If you guys don't know, go to Zero Hedge. So much great stuff. Great information there. Where is it? U.S. drinking rates hit highest level since 1970s. Yeah, that's because... What's there to look forward to? We got a country that's falling apart or has fallen apart, which is really sad. But go check out that discussion with Trump. I also want to talk about briefly this guy, this stud here, Cliff High. He posted a really cool discussion, 39 Days to Melee. This is on his Substack. Cliff High, CLIFHIGH.substack.com. And that his the little pictures there is a lot of fakes. So he does it right here. Go check it out. Great discussion if you're into the WebBot stuff. Really interesting stuff. So here, yeah, that's where we are right now. Supposedly we're looking at, let's look at the, this is the silver market for the since the 80s, since 1970. When pre-65, we went off. In 64, we went off a silver standard. We had it a little bit going into the gold standard. All this time, 100% of the time, the price was rigged and controlled with computer programs. Alan Greenspan wrote the first computer programs for the banking system in the late 60s and implemented them under his mentor, Arthur Burns, the head of the Fed at the time. That's why Alan Greenspan was allowed to be the head of the Federal Reserve starting in 1987. And then we had Black Monday, literally a couple months after he got in, because he clicked one of his computers and he set the system. Ultimately, that's what's going to destroy the banking cabal, the whole rigging of the markets, and set us free is the click of a mouse. Do not have anything in the system. No stocks, no bonds, no mining shares. God, no mining shares. They're already starting to confiscate those. Because when the system resets, you will have nothing. If you don't have it in your own possession, you will have nothing. Everybody will look around and say, what the hell do we do now? And most countries will not have anything in the books. They'll probably be taken over by a dictator. In the United States, we have gold and silver as money. David Ryder, the head of the mint before this crazy Ventures Gibson got in, was doing something to help implement gold and silver coinage as money. That's why they put the little notch in there. That's why he went to Honeywell to perfect a system to read individual silver and gold eagles, to analyze the crystalline structure so that each one is attached to a unique blockchain-based identifier. That's the new system. There's no NESRA, there's no JESRA, there's no global monetary takeover. There's none of that bullshit. We're going back to gold and silver. We're going to use a blockchain to do it. And cryptos, yeah, you can use those. I don't think the government will use it unless we do have Satoshi's million Bitcoin, which I think we do for the United States. But it really does. It's time to take money out of the hands of the government, because the government are not good custodians for the citizens of the world anymore. Not that they were, but now we know. Now we know. Now we stop paying taxes. Now we stop doing what they say. I hear there's a mass mandate in some California counties again. Are you freaking kidding me? How stupid do you have to be to wear a mask? Because your government told you to. If you're susceptible to getting a cold, yeah, go ahead and wear a mask. Do whatever you want. Fly your freak flag. Don't mandate us anything. We're free citizens living in the United States of America. Gavin Newsom could take off. He's got so many skeletons in his closet, he'll be one of the first ones that'll be taken out. Arrested for all the crimes that he's committed. And they're bad. They are bad, right up there with the Clintons. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Really nice looking chart here. I mean, we're looking at right in here, 3250 is what the tech people are saying. And then it's straight to 50, and then who knows what. Will it get slammed down at 50 and be dragged out for another 20 years? I don't see how. There's no silver left. It's all going into solar panels. So yes, I do see a huge jump coming right to 50, and then when it breaks 50, the sky's the limit, and we're not going to know. And it's going to be all over the place, and the comics will shut down, so we won't know. We won't have pricing for silver. Don't expect to see $100 silver pricing. Where would you price it? All the banks on the comics who were short silver would be gone. Completely gone. Obliterated. So who's going to trade, and on what exchange, and how, and where they get trade with? That's why they've been rigging it for so very long. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Yes, absolutely buy physical silver. If you don't have your own broker, go to ours. Affiliates section, go down to Andy Schechtman, Miles Franklin. They'll get you great silver. Go check out Will Lair at perpetualassets.com, especially if you want a self-directed IRA to get that stuff in your own possession or as close to your own possession as possible. Go check out that. And this is the affiliate section at roadtoroota.com. Caleb and Brown could get you some theta. Yeah, it's being held down, but that's okay. Now is the time to accumulate theta and theta fuel more than you've... It's like accumulating, if it did go public, a stock in the World Wide Web in 1990 when it came out. How would you like to own the World Wide Web, be one of the original shareholders? It wasn't a stock. They gave it out for the most part. But that's what Theta is. Theta is going to change everything for the expansion of broadband, for the expansion of the internet, and especially of AI storage, cloud storage. All the big guys are working with one company, Theta, to do that. So Google's cloud storage, Amazon cloud storage, Microsoft cloud storage. They have one partner as far as the decentralized cloud storage, and it is Theta. I believe. They might have others. I don't know. Nothing's as big as Theta. So, yeah, I think Michelle Whitedev was 100% correct that Theta will go into the thousands of dollars, and it's currently at $1.30. So, that's your heads up. We're currently giving away one paper wallet with 10 Theta, 100 Theta fuel, and 1,000 T-drop. loaded on it, mailed to your front door with a 1-year subscription to the private road at roadtoruta.com. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later.